Victory. Who defeats?
Good luck.
Underway. Another side of me. They'll see my style is my style, but they'll see a different Joan Guzman. What should the fans expect as they watch?
Well, he's coming out pretty aggressive, and he's going to show a lot of different styles, and he wants to prove himself, and he's saying there's nobody that steps in the ring with him that can beat him when he's got his mind in order.
Watch the Guzman-Barrios fight. Wouldn't give you the game plan. You kind of...
Yeah, well, uses his reach. He's really losing his advantage in there, and that's his size.
Good body shot by Guzman. South Africa, so he was on weight before he got here. They did not want him running in the cold weather. Remember, it's summer philosophy of
weight. They need to make worry about
even as a 6'1" lightweight.
Yeah, and he's supposed to let him make that weight before he gets in the ring.
It's easy for the heavyweight to say, isn't it? Who never had to make weight.
And
it's true.
Goal on caught Funeka's on our unofficial scale, mostly water weight, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure you normally walk around that, and that you feel good at. So if it's 17 pounds, all the power to him.
Funeka is 9 of 40 according to CompuBox, but his world kind of fell apart, and he's regained his love combination to the body and then throws it.
Yeah, brain cancer, and he was wanted to sign. He didn't make weight to show up the day before the fight. Tough to find fights.
In Albany, and he kept.
The thing about Guzman in 7 when he fought Soto, for Manny Pacquiao, he was at 122 fighter, and he'd shown around more and be not as crowd pleasing. His nickname Little Tyson, he looked more like Little Camacho there.
Guzman, and look how low he's getting here, making Funeka have to punch all the way to the ground.
Bigger opponent who's against Nate Camp. He's showing from that sense about him that got.
First 2 rounds he was to try and get Guzman out of his game.
And Guzman just attacking the body of Funeka, who tries to counter.
Guzman to do something.
Let me ask you this. Guys that were shorter than you, appreciably shorter than you, like Funeka has here against Guzman. Is Guzman
jab, hook, jab, uppercut? What he's going to do.
Right hand by Guzman. Showing some hands down oftentimes.
Well, this is the 100 amateur fights as well. Carried the
tag.
Yep, blood coming from his nose as they get tied up. They both go down. Good right hand by Funeka as Guzman tries to fire back. Subtle shift here in round 3, Lennox, where Funeka chops a right hand, where he's starting to get in better range.
You can see he wants to keep everything. No inside fighting.
Of Guzman near the end.
Guzman a little more.
Again with our unofficial ringside.
28, Joan Guzman, but in a Funeka. But in round 3, Ali Funeka, just like he did in the Nate, just like he did there, and he's bleeding from his.
When you have an opponent in front of you and you see him bleed,
eggs you on. Really make. What he needs to do is just keep blood on him.
Oh, Funeka was asked yesterday to try more to keep the fight at long range. He's effective at times, and sometimes the to mix it up on the inside. The concerted effort to
hard for him sometimes. He wants to just kind of get it to stay consistent with.
Put a little bit more pressure on and do something.
Might have a nick under his right eye too. When their heads came together in that last sequence, Guzman started pawing at his right cheek, so he has one over the right eye. There's a double.
I'm not sure which is the cause and which. Guzman's face bonded well to a mess right now.
That cut was ruled. Was it from a punch or an accidental clash of head?
See, if there was a headbutt in there that caused that cut.
Clash, they would go to the scorecard. To the 5th round, Harold Letterman, and I think most would concur, 2-2. Fight gets stopped at some point because of those cuts, and Guzman can't continue.
Well, Guzman's fighting here. It's interesting that after which was a really good fight, Guzman decided to shape his faces in right now, hopes to win.
And score some points side.
See, now that's where I would like to see. In between the round, why can't it worsen and Guzman can't continue? And we clearly showed that the heads came together when the cut Guzman was open.
Well, refs won to the action, and I don't think they like to be told that, they missed a play.
Well, if the technology is there, it is.
And I'd like to see it expanded a little bit more.
And the fight had turned clash of heads, I think.
You're breathing.
Round number 5. Lightweight belt at stake. Guzman and Ali has landed 44 jabs, hitting him at 20 again. Round number 6.
Guzman's face. He has done some due diligence in the earlier rounds. Head so much as his body. And Funeka at 6'1", 135 pounds. Can be telling later in the fight.
And he needs to step up the pace a little. Won't help him.
So glad you can join us. Still to come, our main event, 100 next year. Right now, it's Ali Funeka for 12, a vacant lightweight title at stake. Good right hand to the body by Guzman.
That Funeka jab, when it gets on track, is tough. And this is where Guzman wants to fight.
And this is what Funeka said sometimes that is not good. Funeka just did that.
Find that perfect punch. He's waiting a minute.
Thrown with the same kind of conviction. Guzman, that is.
Guzman's starting to fall behind on the score. Of his 17 knockouts, 15 have come in his career. 8 straight decisions. His last stoppage came in 4.
He was he was a much smaller guy. He's a bunch of divisions, and you see he still has respectable power, but he doesn't look like a one-punch knockout artist anymore.
Number 7. Let's check in.
I mean, Funega's hard jab keeps making activity rate has fallen off tremendously from what he did with that left jab. I think he's
this fight started with red. Guzman has done a good job to the body coming into this.
Pointed out, looked like a geyser there for a minute when it first got punched. In the second,
Really relaxed, as you can see with his body action.
See now, Guzman gets inside, he digs.
Well, he's not doing enough work. He needs to be throwing a lot more combinations. He's just holding back right now and just throwing 1 and 2 punches.
There he hooks to the
Front of his opponent, he shouldn't be. That body just watching, waiting.
his opponent.
Yes.
Well, body. See, it's close because we gave you the CompuBox numbers, but in punches thrown, 165 to 295.
Funeka still did some things well
in the fight. Guzman suffered a bloody nose early in the round number 4. Earlier he had a cut on the right eyebrow.
I'll answer your question now, Bob. I think, yes, Guzman did enough to win the round. The body often enough to carry the round close.
To Funeka. I think,
especially when bloodied. Every time that taller guy with the leverage lands a punch coming down on his face and the blood goes flying, it looks really bad.
both guys looking to land big shots. Left hand by Guzman, partially blocked by Funeka. Just missed. Right hand up top. Left hand by Guzman. To it a little bit.
He'll stay close. Every time he's a lot more range and an easier target to hit.
And for Funeka, not necessarily where he wants. Right hand.
Shorter, crisper shots to Guzman's face, and Guzman's landing shots, or heavier handed thudding shots to Funega's body.
Good right cross.
For a little bit. You know, the referee may warn him. Him off with that elbow.
Body well.
Corner of
I think is.
Oh. Guzman is hurt. Walked right into a right hand. Funeka trying to finish him. Cannot be saved by the bell in any round. 5 seconds to go.
At this point, Guzman needs to hold on. Here's another look at it.
Short right hand.
But Funeka could not finish him off.
And Funeka did the right thing. He took his time. He still realized he's got a lot of time in there. But
Lightweight. He's really hammered in the body. All keeps coming, and combinations keep coming behind that jab.
Yeah, he finished round. 60 were power shots. He hurt Guzman late in the round with that short loose tape on the left glove.
maybe the referee doesn't feel it's enough.
Left hand, for instance. It's his job to see that.
How could you tell?
Right hand to the body by Guzman, but Funeka doing most.
He starts to lose the. Funega's an impressive fighter.
This is where Funeka needs to step back and
But Guzman's not doing anything. Isn't it just sort of wasting a little time?
No, he should push him back and throw punches because of punches. Push, throw,
10 of Funeka 29 here in the round. Just missed. Now he puts together a combination. Letterman.
That close round 7. That's for Ali Funeka. He knocked him out. He had him staggered. And Joan Guzman really looked all in. I mean, to tell you so, with one night, be as it may.
The game plan, even when the game plan wasn't working. Here, whatever Guzman's game plan is, whatever enough use is some specific, simple, tactical advice. In other words, you're losing, you're going to go on to lose or maybe even get stopped here. Though this is not necessarily
What would that be, Lennox?
well, he needs to put on the pressure. Use most of his points against the ropes, and then try, throwing body, head, body uppercut. Put Funeka against the ropes so Funeka can't move out of the way, and then
Anything at this point.
no, he's waiting. He's trying to slip the jab.
That's what they tell him in the corner, but you got to tell him something. This ain't working.
Don't hurt. He's been hit 89 of them so far.
Long, rangy reach is giving him a lot of problems. In the first round, he was doing great. He kept low, kept his head low. The round, as the fight, his head's sticking up a lot more. He's not doing a lot.
Causes Guzman to go on the retreat in the final seconds of the 10th.
A lot.
Control your distance with Funeka is. How do you do it? Like, how does he
By using his advantage, which is staying in close, pushing him up against the ropes, and there's only one round left.
If you decide not to handle a left-hander, try to set him up for that punch. And if that doesn't work, you throw in the towel.
Well, Funeka, Guzman saying, well, you're not hitting me. Well, how about there? Sense of bravado and toughness, but that's not going to do it. He does land a counter right and left after Funeka landed a good left-right combo.
And that at this point might be
with that right hand, slap him with the knuckles, and straighter punches he needs.
And it seems he is much more technically sound. These Guzman sort of home runs
A lot closer to Guzman than
the chin of a battered Joan Guzman here in the 11th.
the other thing about Funeka is, though he is tall, like they're about to topple at times.
So what does that mean? That he's got good legs, he's got good movement.
Title. Joan Guzman will need a knockout to win. Right hand against Guzman.
That right hand seemed to buck.
A long way punch, and you put it around, you lose a lot on the power, full power behind his punch.
All Lennox is try to jab.
What he's done is conceded and said that Funeka has body as soon as I can. This is what he's doing. He's ducking moves out of the way. Really, he needs to move to the side.
Diego Corrales had that kind of build.
Funeka works that going in the right direction and then blocks most of what.
See, Guzman needs to be really throwing some punches in there, going mad at it, because there's only 30 seconds left.
I think he's trying.
He is game. Boy, he told us that he rediscovered his first two.
And look at Funeka overcome a talented and obviously tough opponent and one of the best lightweights in the world. I think it's safe to say.
And then he takes to the bottom.
Majority, this contest is a draw. The title remains.